Now, in a dramatic new development, Kimberly Long has just been released.
There were hugs of relief.
The Riverside County District Attorney's Office dropped the murder charge against a woman from Corona after admitting they couldn't prove her guilt.
Our ethical duty under the law, therefore, compels us to move to dismiss at this time.
Right. I'm ordering the case dismissed.
Thank you.
The Corona lady went to jail in 2003 for killing her lover. The California Supreme Court ruled that Kimberly Louise Long, who was 45, will have a new trial in November 2020 after her lawyers successfully claimed that she did not have enough legal help during her sentence. When her lover, Oswaldo Ozzy Conde, was found dead in her house, Long was charged with murder. She went through 2 cases. In the first hearing, which began in 2005, the jury could not decide what to do. She was found guilty of second-degree murder in December 2005. In 2006, she was given a 15-life sentence. Her lawyers argued against her 2014 arrest. Long told the cops about what happened at Conde's home in Corona on October 6, 2003. The police found Conde dead in a terrible situation. His autopsy showed that he had been hit hard. Long was caught after telling the police that she and Conde had fought before he died. The California Innocence Project and the California Western School of Law helped Long take her case to the California Supreme Court after she was found guilty. The Innocence Project says that Long and her lawyer were able to convince the jury that she did not have any blood on her clothes, even though Conde's body was covered in blood.
There's no way that the person who committed this murder wouldn't have been covered in blood, and Kimberly had no blood on her.
The cops didn't care that she passed a polygraph test. There was someone who saw her die in the flat hours after Conde did. The murder scene had a cigarette butt with DNA that could not be used to identify the person. The judge in Riverside County Superior Court, who oversaw Long's cases, agreed to give her a new trial in 2016, according to the district attorney's office. He did that because he agreed that she didn't get good legal advice during her trial, which is what led to her guilt. He didn't do it because he thought she was innocent. The prosecutors took their case to the appellate court, which overturned the lower court's decision to give the woman a new hearing and upheld her sentence. In November, the Supreme Court didn't agree with the appeals court and said there should be a new hearing. Mike Histrin, the district attorney, said that Long was no longer charged with murder. A news report stated, "We can no longer prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury, in part due to the lengthy passage of time since the murder and the deaths of key witnesses. Long has long protected people who were wrongly accused." The story was told to kids in Indio in 2017. During her talk, Long hoped that telling her story would encourage more young people to become criminal defense lawyers.
Watch Daily's investigation also played a role.
I'm very grateful for Crime Watch Daily. Thank you so much for doing this story. We appreciate it.
Not mad at them. I am thankful for my freedom. I'm glad if I can even change one life, she said in her 2017 speech. Such smart and pretty kids. You should become lawyers and help people who are wrongly accused.
Now, in a dramatic new development, Kimberly Long has just been released.
An emotional Kimberly Long walked out of the courtroom hand in hand with her family for the last time.
I want to say thank you, because in 27 years, I've been fighting for my life.
27 years after being wrongfully convicted of murder when he was a teenager, John Bunn broke down in tears in court after being proven not guilty of the crime.
John Bunn has been waiting for this moment since 1991.
When John Bunn, who is now 41 years old, thanked a judge in New York for not convicting him of murdering Rolando Nisher in 1991, he broke down in tears after expressing his gratitude.
John Bunn's journey for justice began on August 13, 1991.
When he was taken into custody for the murder, he was just 14 years old or younger. After being convicted of murder with the use of contaminated evidence, He was sentenced to 17 years in jail, despite the fact that Mr. Bunn, who resided in Brooklyn, was granted his freedom in 2009. He continued to work towards clearing his record. In the case where a former detective who had investigated the murder of Nasher was accused of fabricating evidence, lying in court, and coercing others to confess, he was found not guilty of the acts in question. As a result of the evidence of the only witness, Robert Croson, a second prison officer who was present during the shooting, Mr. Bunn and his buddy Rosen Hargrave, who was 17 years old at the time, were found guilty of the murder of Nasher. Detective Louis Scarcella, a disgraced former star detective whose body of work has prompted an investigation by the Brooklyn District Attorney, took a picture of the kids. A great number of sentences have been reversed, and a great number of cases that are connected to Mr. Scarcella are now being investigated. The judgment that had been handed down to Mr. Bunn was overturned, and a new trial was ordered by Judge Shondia Simpson of the Brooklyn Supreme Court in 2016. There was not enough evidence to support the allegations, according to local news reports, which said that authorities had announced that they were withdrawing the charges. They won't admit it or swear I'm not guilty. The judge completely forgives me, but I'm innocent, Your Honor, and I always have been innocent, Mr. Bunn told the court as he cried. He stated, "I want to thank you so much for what you have done for me in saving my life and the lives of my family. I've been fighting for 27 years to keep my life and remain innocent. To do that, you need a judge who is not afraid."
Y'all know that y'all convicted and had a wrong man in prison.
After the tears of joy,
You all had the wrong man this whole time, and you have someone out there running free, he told the investigators. You were wrong to act the way you did. Also, Mr. Hargreaves will not be tried again after his murder sentence was overturned in 2015. The defense lawyer for Mr. Bunn, Glenn Garber, said that the problems with the prosecution's case were very obvious. There was no probable cause to make an arrest. Mr. Garber of the Exoneration Initiative, which helps people in New York who have been wrongly convicted for free, said, Ms. Simpson agreed, even though she looked angry when she cleared Mr. Bunn.
there were hugs of relief. Some moments are just worth waiting for.
She said, this case was tried, a jury was chosen, evidence was delivered, and it was over in one day. That doesn't make sense to me at all.